Hi, everyone. I'm Allison.
And I am Jessica Thyr. We
Hi,
actually
Jess.
know each other from introspective hypnosis training with Antonio Sangio. This is where we
Yes,
first met and connected, and we remain friends.
yes,
Beautiful friendship.
yes.
Yeah.
This was 2020, wasn't it, Jess? We did the
Yep.
introspective hypnosis course.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So,
Brilliant. So we wanted to come on today because we wanted to talk a little bit about spiritual protection. Both of us sort of started, to feel that, ourselves and those around us, um, you know, need a little guidance on this. Some people don't know much about it at all. I often get my clients asking me, how do I protect myself? Do you find that as well, Jess?
yes.
Mm.
Yes. There's so many things that we can do to protect ourselves. And as you and
Yes.
I were talking about, we do have these prayers that we've always had, but we also had sessions together where we knew how important it is to protect our energy and our
Yes.
energy fields. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So this is a very, very interesting story that we wanted to share. Very special story for us.
Yes.
Um, Jess had a client, and that had an amazing session. And Jess, after her session, she moved spiritually quite quickly, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah,
Yes, very quickly. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so to the point where she was really, really, channeling and, after her session and picking up on messages and it was amazing.
Her third
So
eye was just like open.
yeah, in the session,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes.
So Jess then has a catch up with her and she looks over at Jess and she says to Jess, there's someone behind you. And Jess goes, oh, okay. And then she says, oh, his name is Joseph. And she says, he's just said to me that he didn't realize that I could see him. He didn't realize I was that advanced already and I wasn't supposed to see him.
Yes.
It was so cute. And then he said, well, whilst he's there and she's seen him, he wanted to pass on a message to Jess. So she says to Jess, he is saying that you need to have a session with your friend in England. And this was me, her friend in England. And this lady, who was Jess's client, who's now channeling with Joseph, she had absolutely no idea Jess had a friend in England. So this was quite powerful stuff. And we were so excited. So Jess contacts me and she says, Alice, I need a session. I need a session. And I'm like, ooh. So we get very excited about this work. You'll have to excuse us. So anyway, Jess and I do the session, and yeah, within minutes of the session, Joseph comes through, and he just wanted to talk to both of us about how important it is to protect yourself. Yeah. So it was just absolutely a beautiful session. And then he had some other messages for us as well.
Mhm.
Gave us some information about lives we had together in the
Yeah.
past, me and Jess.
Mhm.
So it was awesome.
It was very powerful.
Very powerful. So when this subject of protection came up, um, I was thinking about what Joseph said to us, and this was a couple of years ago, and the importance. So I thought it's time for me and Jess to share the story and also just to share with people ways that you can protect yourself. And just why you should, So why should we protect ourselves? I think we should start with how we're all energy, Jess, and we
Yes.
pick up on other people's energy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, even, if you think about how many auric fields we have like 7 auric fields. It's bigger than our physical body. And when you think about going out in public, or you think about wherever you are amongst people, no matter how small, no matter how big, you are merging with each other's auras, right?
Yes.
So it's important to make sure that we're protecting ourselves. What's ours is ours, and that belongs to us. But what's yours is yours. And it's important that we're not carrying anybody else's energy, and that we understand what belongs to us.
Yes.
So, and we want to do the same thing for ourselves as well. We don't want them carrying around our energy. So it's important to even bring our stuff back with us that belongs with us.
Right.
Even just a prayer, whatever prayer, that may be, important to definitely make sure that your energy is clear, even just from that physical contact, throughout the day.
Yes, right. People don't realize that, when we, especially the empaths out there, say, for example, you're working in an office. What you don't realize during the day is all these other people that work with you and is in the same environment. You pick up on those energies. And so empaths don't understand at the end of the day why they're so exhausted mentally. So this is just for those people who don't know much about this, but they're empaths and they don't realize why, why they're so tired. And it is because, they're picking up all these energies. And I'm saying this because I'm one of them,
And I also am one of those.
Yeah.
But I've gotten very good at really figuring out what's mine and what isn't.
Yeah.
From all the work that we've done. I feel like that is just like the beginning.
Yes.
And one of the things I did want to talk about is when you start having sessions or healing within, I find that as you're healing and discovering yourself again, I think that it's very, very important that when we start loving ourselves unconditionally as well, we begin to get our power back. And that is just as powerful as well. Because then you're going to, what boundaries there are, what is not yours and what's theirs. When you really become in tune with that self-love, you don't need anybody else's energy. You don't want anybody else's energy. You become fully aware of who you are. And I think it's important that as we do these healings and you are healing, really get a sense of what that self-love looks like for you. Because that is so powerful. It can be so powerful for you as well. You still want to continue your prayers, like have your prayers, your rituals, your salt baths, your crystals, that sort of thing. Yeah. Like what do you use for protection?
Yeah. So I'm going to share my screen and for a moment here, and then let's show everyone the things that you can do to protect yourself.
Yes.
Bear with me 1 second.
Okay.
There we go. So this one is sage. So what can you tell everyone about sage, my Jess? You know a bit more than this about than I do.
Sage is very powerful. I think that most people know what this is. It's just even that smoke, you're getting rid of all that energy. all that stale energy that you just want to clear the energy, clear the room. So yeah, I use sage. I use that before a session, or, you know, sometimes if I feel like the vibration is low, that's where I will sage, you know, by the doors, by the windows, all around, like the area that you would like to be cleansed. So yeah. I also use Palo Santo spray as well.
Yeah, you use the spray, so I'll show everyone here. Palo Santo is a I think that's sage and Palo Santo, if I'm not mistaken, is wood that you can burn. So what does the Palo Santo do, Jess?
You know, from what I know, I'm not an expert at all. I just know what works for me. But the Palo Santo, what I understand is it clears all energy. And this means all energy, so that when it is finished, then you can call in your team to help you. And what I do is like call in the higher vibration of light and love. Only those are allowed. So that becomes my prayer and my ritual when I use Palo Santo, knowing that everything is clear. So as you use it, know that all energies, not just the negative, or, you know, it's all clearing. So that's how I use my Palo Santo.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And then people use crystals as well. All sorts of crystals. So having done a bit of research, I could see that some of the crystals that really work well is the clear quartz. So I have one there, clear quartz, and then you get black tourmaline. So that is a small one, black tourmaline. And then there's a black obsidian as well, which has a bit of a it's sort of dark green with a little bit of reddishness in it, I think. And then there's a black jade, a pyrite, and a smithsonite.
And what I hold, it's a black tektite.
Oh, black tektite as well.
Actually, this used to have a clip on it. It no longer has a clip, but it was a necklace. And I love this because I have used it everywhere. You know, if you have a long necklace or a long string, it's supposed to kind of hang by the belly button if you can. Tektite, and that's for protection.
Fantastic.
This is like an amazing crystal for protection. I order mine from Mark. I think his name is Bajerki or something. He's from Spain. But that's where I've ordered mine, as well as like some Palo Santo stuff. And but that's who I use, and that's where I learned about this crystal here.
Fantastic.
So, but yeah, wearing it down by the belly button, and I'm not sure about what the significance is by the belly button, but I have been drawn to that lately, I will say.
We talked about this last time we saw each other, about the belly button.
If you think about the belly button, it's like the gift of life, right? And so I just think, you know, there's something to cleansing your belly button. I now have been using Palo Santo, and as well as cedar. It just depends on what oils I feel like I need. But those protection oils as well. I have been cleaning my belly button, taking care of my belly button, and using that oil in the inside of my belly button. And I also will, you know, just to hold that space. And just say a prayer of protection as well, because I feel like that's our life force, and it's almost like a portal. And so it's important to cleanse the area, and it's important to protect the area. And I'm not sure if that was the intention behind this. And this gentleman that I watch, Mark, below it hangs, but I know for me, I feel pretty good about that crystal kind of hanging by the belly button for protection as well. So,
oh, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing with Jess. So, let's talk about. So, another reason I wanted to talk about this is because there's one or two people that are sort of spiritual teachers out there, and they've been hit pretty hard with some really, really negative energies. And so, I wanted to talk a bit about how we protect ourselves, and then also why this happens, and how we leave ourselves open to it, really. So for me, if this happens and you are that massively attacked, it can easily spiral you into that victimization role.
oh, yes.
Because, well, it's not really, first the fear hits, doesn't it? And then it sort of goes into the victimization role.
Yes.
So
I feel like that is, I'm sorry. I feel like that also is our body's way when we feel a certain way and we feel our vibration getting low and our triggers, like healers ourselves, we are not exempt from all the healing work. We still have work to do. We're still humans, right? But there are spirits around that are ready to, like, they are literally waiting for you to lower your vibration, so that they can have their fun. If you will, play around with us a little bit and keep that vibration low. So I think that it's important to also recognize that that is a sign that we still have work to do, because we don't want to get into that fear state. We do not want to consume ourselves with that lower vibration. And we want to make sure that we're cleansing ourselves so we understand, is this mine? Is it not? Do I need to have some work done internally? Like, these are all the questions, but don't allow yourself to fall into that lower vibration to where give them too much time, because they're waiting for you to drop that lower field.
And when you're saying that, the first thing that comes to mind to me as well is Esther Hicks, when Abram explains it, she talks about this, it starts small and then it gains momentum. So once it starts and you allow that fear and that being that victim, it just grows, and the more momentum it grows, the harder it is to come out of that.
But when we start taking care of those things, I feel like, and we become very knowledgeable about just how powerful we are, that in itself gets us out of the victim role. Number one, we're not the victims. We are going to overcome this so that we can heal this, to get that fractal back so that we can heal that. And they're not going to be able to pick on me in that direction. It's not going to work. I understand who I am. I understand the power that I have. I'm not afraid. And that is so powerful to have. So that's why it's important to keep working on ourselves as well.
And this is something. And this is something we learn in the past life therapy class, about how much we still have to work on and the importance of it, and also about what you just said, about the reasons to do it,
So it's amazing. This, just knowing what you can do to protect yourself. These are steps, but also knowing that by healing within, that is also huge for protecting yourself as well. so that once that stuff is healed, it's like, you can't pick on me.
Yeah.
You can't get it that way anymore, you know?
Yeah. And the other thing that stood out for me and is standing out for me since past life therapy, which is another course, for those who don't know, this is another modality that Antonio Sangio teaches now.
Yeah.
And
An amazing teacher.
oh, he's our teacher and mentor, and we love him so much.
Yeah, just calm, and he's so patient, super patient.
Yeah.
He wants you, if you don't understand, so he wants you to understand it. So
Yeah. But I've opened a whole other topic now about past life therapy. I know we're going to have to do another video on this topic, but getting back to talking about, you know, protecting yourself and your energy. Like, something I learned from that is, you know, we take our clients, and when we take them and that healing happens, they say to, you know, they get their opportunity to talk to the person who wronged them, and they say, so we have them stretch out their arms, don't we, Jess? And we say, they say, give me my energy back.
Yes.
And they say, it belongs to me. And we get them to really say it in a powerful way. It is mine. It belongs to me. I take my energy back.
That's right.
And yeah, it's so powerful. It gives me chills.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And it's also giving that energy back to them as well, because you know, like sessions that we've had, going back to the womb and realizing.
Oh, yeah. I also thought of the womb when you just said
that. Yeah. You're carrying a lot of those emotions, a lot of those things that aren't even yours. So come back. They don't belong to you.
So not just your mum. You know, when you're in the womb, it's all the people around, up to the doctor that delivers you and the nurses that are around. You know everything that is going on.
Yes, you do.
It all goes into the subconscious. Yeah.
So it's important to also, that's what we're talking about, like, give their energy back to them. That's theirs to figure out. That's theirs to solve. And you're responsible for the things that you've put, you know, that you've allowed in your body as well.
Yes.
You know, when we take that opportunity to heal that part of us, that really gives us our strength, and that really does well on our soul.
Antonio explains it as you're a Swiss cheese, you know, like a Swiss cheese has holes in it. So just imagine a piece of Swiss cheese.
Cheese hole up.
I love that. I love that. Oh, so Jess, you just said something that made me think about, you know, you were talking about what you intake. So I wanted to talk about ayahuasca or other plant medicines, drugs, alcohol, any of those things. So our mentor Antonio has had so many sessions where people get lost souls attaching in an ayahuasca session. And then he has to help them, you know, with that. So I wanted to talk about that. So to people who are thinking about doing this, you know, if you're going to do it, I am not anti ayahuasca. I think
I am not anti, but I'm also cautious.
Yes. So I believe it's done amazing things. And I have this this Allison inside of me that is you know, the little Allison that wants to try things and be adventurous
Curious
and
Sally.
and is so tempted and wanting to do experience that. And then at the same time, I'm like, oh, I'm scared, you know, to do ayahuasca. But the important thing is do ayahuasca with the right people.
Yes.
And remember to protect yourself before you do.
Protect yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, I do believe that by doing some healing prior, like I wouldn't go into that sort of ceremony without trying to do work on yourself as well. Because those are like little holes, like, you know, like Antonio said, Swiss cheese, you know, fill up some of those holes so that they don't become, you know, this attraction for all these entities that we can't even see.
Yeah.
It's like opening ourselves up. We're the body goes into this astral, you know, state, the different dimensions, and you just opened your whole body to that. So I think it's, again, it's important, like before making the decision, I think that it would be good to start healing yourself first, foremost. You know, take that internal change for healing to happen prior to doing a ceremony. And it's important that you also understand the people that you go with, if you decide, to also protect yourself. So even before the ceremony, I would make sure you have your protection in place. But most importantly, I do think that you should definitely try other ways of healing, like the hypnosis, the past life therapy. I think that those can be a huge benefit before going off onto this adventure, you know. And again, I think it would be amazing. Ayahuasca has its place, but I do believe that sometimes people go in blindly without even realizing that could happen. Attachments, you know, having other entities in your auric fields. So, I mean, I'm not anti, just like, you know, we had talked and discussed like before, but I do find it important to do the work, do some work on yourself first and foremost. Heal like those parts of your body as much as you can. Yeah.
That's incredibly good advice. Thank you, my Jess.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant. What about things like mainstream pharmaceuticals? If you have to go down that route, and I'm not saying go down that route, I have had sessions with cancer patients where they did not want to go down that route. And their guides came in and shared with them and gave them that peace of mind and said, look, you're in good hands. You are right where you need to be. So sometimes we have to go down that route. Yes. But a very, very good idea for me, and what I've learned to do now as well, is when I get any sort of medication or treatment, I say my protection. And a part of my protection prayer is I ask for white light all around me, 360 degrees. Yep. And I say from source, and I say nothing that is not for my highest good can come through this protection. So that means as well that if something was meant to happen, and that's part of my journey, I'm not interfering with that. I'm saying what is for my highest good, I will be protected. Yes. Say, for example, there's a pandemic, so we've all gone through COVID now. I used to go out every day. If I had to go out, I would say nothing that is not for my highest good can come through this protection.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's so powerful,
Mm.
and even then, like say you're going out, out with your friends and having a few drinks, like
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to cleanse, just really kind of meditate and pray before, like pray for that protection. Um, now I have seen an attachment happen. Um, I was a waitress at the time, but I was in an area where, and a time where I think maybe I can't remember, there was something big going on. I don't remember if it was a wedding or what. All I remember is watching this gentleman who just had way too many drinks, and all of a sudden, um, this black thing, and I've never seen that before, but it kind of hovered right to him.
Mm.
And all of a sudden, it's like his posture changed. And
Wow.
I actually did see that attachment take place.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think it's very important, even if you're going out for a night of drinks. Listen, he has no judgment.
Mm.
No one is judging you for having a good time or whatever, but just make sure that that protection is in place, because wherever they will,
Mm.
wherever they are, they're going to take the first chance they get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as we know, like drinking is definitely one of those things that can pull the vibration down, but I
Mm-hmm.
also think that you can still use that protection.
Mm-hmm.
um, just so that you're not having all these attachments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So we're protecting ourselves from just negative energy. Everything's energy, really, whether it be spirits,
yep.
whether it be weapons, whether it be a pandemic
Pharmaceutical,
or
whatever.
pharmaceutical, something we put in our bodies,
Yep.
whether it be the people around us, with
Lower
negative
vibrations,
energies. Yeah,
emotions, lower. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's good to protect no matter what, because
Mm,
they are always there. Um, but you stand within your own power, you're not afraid, and do some more work on yourself
mm-hmm,
and say your prayers. Make sure that you're praying during these
mm-hmm,
times. Like I said, like even like say before you take any of these things, whether it's any substances or
mm.
ayahuasca, whatever it is, pray before, pray after.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's important.
And
Or
something,
whatever you like, I don't want to say just a prayer, but like anything that's going to you use,
yeah.
um, for yourself to protect.
And that's the most important part, isn't it, Jess? As you were talking there, what came to me was, remember that we've talked about the sage and the crystals and all these things, but the power is inside of you. Don't forget how powerful you are. Don't forget who you are.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
mm, yeah. And so Jess has shared, and I'll share my screen again, a little, bear with, and I will share the screen again, and I can leave this on the screen. And what we'll do is, if we share our video, we will try and type it out so people can have it. Um, this is just something, if you feel you're not sure what to say when you want to say a prayer of protection, I thought this was beautiful.
This is from
Um,
my friends from the
mm,
Hive Healing Tribe.
yeah,
This is something that our group had come together with to come up with this statement.
mm,
And so I just wanted to give credit to them, because I thought this was a beautiful, powerful, energetic clearing statement that we
yeah,
can do. And I'd like to share that. I shared it with Allison, and I think it's beautiful just to share with everybody so that they can
yeah,
come.
yeah. Thank you, Jess. And
Yeah.
thank you,
Would you
High
like
Vibe
to read?
Healing Tribe, for sharing
Yeah.
this with us.
Thank you. I love you guys. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind reading this either. So
Yeah, go on.
and just read it for everyone.
Mm.
It says, I command statement, and you use the statement for energetic clearing. I command that any energies that are attached to my physical, etheric, astral, subtle, mental, spiritual, and emotional bodies, as well as any backups and copies, be removed and transmuted with love and returned to its rightful owner. I also command that any energies that have attached to my auric field anywhere be removed, transmuted with love, and returned to its owner. I command that any energies that I have attached to others or situations be removed and transmuted with love and returned back to me. And this is a statement that you can use several times throughout the day to clear all of those energy fields.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Jess.
Yes, thank you for sharing, putting this all together.
There we
Yes.
go. Okay, we're back. Ah, that was beautiful. Ah, and as you can hear, Jess has the most gorgeous voice. So can you imagine having a session with her and that gorgeous voice? I can definitely speak to it.
Oh, thank you. And I was attracted to the accent and I was telling her, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. I love her accent. And when I first met you, and yeah.
Jess and I are like two naughty school children together.
Yes.
We
like, yes.
we had a big class, didn't we?
Yes.
There was about 50 of us. And so and Jess, like, immediately on the screen, she was telling me, I saw you. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We have been friends since.
Yeah. And when we get together, we're terrible. We can, to our other halves detriments,
3 hours.
we can sit and chat for 3 hours. So we won't do that.
Goodness. It happens. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. It's
And
like, and my mind's like, oh, and this, and this, and this. And it's like, I just want to get everything out. And that's the way my brain works. And you are just an amazing person to speak with, talk to.
Oh, my Jess.
Energy's great. Yeah.
So
So
bless you, my Jess.
make it hard to end our conversations. Oh, I love that conversation.
Well, we're not going to do that to everyone today. So we want to thank everyone for hanging with us today.
Thank you. Thank you all very, very much. Lovely souls out there.
And thank you, Jess. And also, just I hope you enjoyed what we had to share on the protection front. And if you have any more questions, let us know. We'll be happy to try and help.
Yes.
So take care and speak soon.
Love you all.
Love you all. Bye.
Bye.